Hey guys, welcome to your Twin Flame Collective reading. So let's see what sort of energies the collective is dealing with and will be dealing with. Let's see what's the energy of the collective. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck we do have the Ten of Swords. Okay. Let's see the clarifiers before we dive in deeper. Okay. And here we have the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, very hot energy from the get-go. Very hot energy. And also a lot of emotional energy. And I'm getting a raspy voice, so communicational issues, of course. Now, I do have a powerful feeling of love here. Sorry. It's an existing connection. It's passionate, emotional. Whether you are in a separation or not, at the moment, there is a very powerful feeling of love powering your interaction. And there's a lot of desire. And the flame is awakened on both sides. Okay. And I feel like things in this collective were pretty much on track up to a point. The connection was going very well emotionally, spiritually, perhaps even as a committed relationship. And then there's some sort of a hang-up. There's some sort of an obstacle which is delaying the fulfillment of your connection. Because there's such a beautiful evolution here up to this point. There's love, shared, experienced on both sides. There's passion, shared, experienced. There's progress spiritually, and there's a connection. When this point of obstacle, I'm gonna say, comes, of course, I'm actually hearing that sound you kind of hear in cartoons when someone hits the brake, like, you know, the sound. That's what I'm hearing. So it's the feeling of going kind of full speed ahead, and then suddenly we're stuck. And it does feel like it's kind of out of the blue, this hang up. This speed bump, this barrier, whatever you would like to call it. It feels kind of sudden, unexpected, confusing, of course. It's on one side rather than both, I feel. because I do constantly feel the need to clear my throat. It feels like there hasn't been enough, or there won't be enough communication about it. There might even be some sort of a ghosting or no contact situation, which pretty much comes out of the blue here. And it feels almost like the opposite of what has been going on up to this point. It feels like sudden and unexpected and unexplained and unexplainable, right? Even though there may be such a blockage, communicational first and foremost, because I keep wanting to clear my throat. So throat chakra, clearly. Even though there is such a blockage, there is such a barrier here, emotionally things are still connected, of course, between the two of you, but they are connected at a consciously aware level. And even though they are not, or you are not communicating with your twin at one point, you are both very aware of each other, you are both very in tune with each other, and very likely exchanging messages in the spiritual realm, for instance, or through telepathy even. But for some reason here there's a blockage. And let's see what sort of advice Spirit has for you in the situation. Let's see the advice here for the collective. Jumped out. Take the lead. Card number 3. And you see how you're taking the lead, reaching towards the flame. Let's see the bottom of the deck. Of course, confronting shadows, inner child issues, karmic issues as well. So I'm going to share with you what I am actually getting from Spirit right now, which is taking the lead does not actually look like you think it would look. Meaning, when your partner goes into this type of reluctance and you cannot explain it, you cannot make sense of it, perhaps they cannot make sense of it either. Taking the lead does not mean turning into the chaser, what is often called in our community chaser-runner dynamic. If you turn into a chaser, you are turning them by default into a runner. And that's the kind of energy which is kind of hard to hit the brakes on once it has begun. It would be much better, it's much more productive to prevent it from happening as much as you can. And you prevent it from happening by not becoming a chaser. Exercising your will and your discipline into not becoming a chaser, right? So what's a chaser? A chaser is not someone who reaches out 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. A chaser is not someone who does 1, 2, 3 gestures of trying to make peace or trying to resume contact or trying to open up a line of communication. That's not a chaser. That's a normal person behaving normally in an existing connection, right? 1, 2, 3 times. A chaser is someone who keeps obstinately trying to push the other person into the type of progress they want to see made, right? So if you keep demanding something from that person, then you are chasing that thing, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to mean who takes the initiative. That's not necessarily the chaser. The initiative could be taken, for instance, by the so-called runner. But they have the initiative to reach out to you, for instance, and as soon as they reach out, you hit them with the to-do list. I want you to do this, 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 this. That's actually a chaser energy and not the one initiating, right? So there's a delicate balance between initiating things, which is not a chaser energy, and pursuing things when they are not naturally coming together. That's the chaser, okay? And this is a very important distinction, because that's why Spirit prompted me to make it. Trying to reach out, or trying to open up to someone, or trying to encourage them to open up to you, that's not chasing. Chasing comes in when you are persistently trying to achieve something which is not naturally being offered or coming up. Let's say, for instance, you are in a relationship, right? Just an example. You are in a relationship with someone, you want to get married, you want to obsessively get married. It doesn't matter if it's this person, the other person. You want to get married to someone. You are chasing marriage. You are not chasing that person in this situation, because the person you are getting married to is simply a means to an end. What are you chasing? The married status, right? So by telling that person, I want you to marry me, I want to get that ring, I want to see that proposal, I want to get married, I want that wedding, I want marriage, marry. You are chasing the marriage, not the person, you know? So, chasing is something that I want you to really think about and pray or meditate or do spell work or whatever spiritual practice works for you. I want you to really focus on the idea of what does chasing mean, how would chasing look in this dynamic, and not to do that. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't reach out at all, that you shouldn't be talking to this person at all, that you shouldn't be opening up to them or being open to them opening up to you. That's not a chaser energy, okay? Really meditate and think about it and look deep within your soul and gain clarity for yourself over what is a chaser and what is a runner in your situation, and how would that look and how would that feel, because the more you gain clarity yourself over that, the more your twin gains clarity over that as well through your soul bond. And the clearer you are that you are not chasing, and the more obvious you make it that you are not chasing something, the less defensive and runner-like your twin is going to turn. And this is a difficult point in the journey. It's a point of confusion. It's a point of running into obstacles, unhealed shadow, inner child wounds, karmic debts. So this is, you can overcome it because you do have the sun here. But it's a juggling act, a little bit of a juggling act for a while to achieve it. So it needs precisely what you do best, which is working as a team. And working together is never chasing and running. Never, ever, ever. Working together is never chasing and running, right? When you are chasing and running, you are working against each other. So that's not teamwork, that's contrary work, that's separation instead of coming together, okay? Really think about that. Now, in the extended, we are going to look at how these energies play out for the feminine and the masculine specifically, and what's your advice for each. I hope you will join me there. If not, I am sending you my highest vibes of unconditional love and support, and we'll be seeing you soon, okay? Bye!